I don't think Iwata's principle of making games that are just fun has ever been more applicable than the first 4 Mario parties. And yes, this is a 4-way tie. Unlike most people that choose sides in this debate, I appreciate all of those games, that entire block, and the main reason for that, I think, is that every single one of them, the reason there is such a divide, is that they all have something the others don't. Let's start with Mario Party 1, for example. That game is a very happy place in my head. When I end up in that village again, and I hear that very low-key but upbeat music, it's something magical, it's something tranquil, it's something peaceful. It feels just like this joyful little place I can visit anytime and just relax. It's this digital space where I can tune out, where I don't know exactly what's going to happen in the boards, but I know it's going to be fun. Mario 1 has the magic. It has the first game effect, where it's something brand new, something nobody had ever tried before, and has so many cool and experimental ideas that a lot of which they got rid of as the series went on. The fact that you could actually lose coins in certain mini-games. There was one mini-game where you were just beating up another player in a Bowser suit with hammers and trying to steal their money. Like, I kind of realize why those things didn't come back, but at the same time, they exist in that game, and it gives it this edge the others don't. Not to mention, that was the pinnacle of Bowser's evil. I don't think he has ever been more disruptive in this entire series as he was in the first game. He was just this... He was not only a force that you feared in that game, but he was downright hilarious. Like on Luigi's board, where he has this machine that'll make a coin for you, a generator, a single coin, and then he charges you 30 coins for the privilege of using it. I love stuff like that. He was just a straight jerk in that game, and it's awesome. Now, if Mario Party 1 was the game that had all the magic, Mario Party 2 was the one that had all the character. What I mean by that is every single board had a theme. It was defined, I think is the best word to describe it. Every single character had costumes, there were incredible set pieces, there were big board events that made sense for what was actually going on. Like, maybe you were pirates, like, fighting each other on the high seas and dodging cannonballs as you were crossing bridges. Maybe you were wizards trying to go about this forest that had a day and night mechanic that was swapping back and forth, and all kinds of magical mishaps that were happening. Maybe you were in the Wild West and you were traveling on a train to get places before your rivals. That kind of thing. These themes were so strong, and they were so defined, that it made every single board feel like a character in its own right. It set a standard that I don't think we've hit again for quite a while, very rarely. Like, every couple games you'll get a board that was as good as just one of the ones in Mario Party 2. And not to mention this was the game that had items in it for the first time, these game-changing things, and the fact that every single AI player had their own preferences. You want to play an awesome version of Mario Party 2? Play with Wario, Donkey Kong, and Yoshi. You will never have had a more chaotic time, because you'll be warping all over the place, Donkey Kong will keep acting like he made a mistake because he keeps summoning Big Bowser to the field, and then Wario's just dueling people all over the place. It's great. It adds so much fun and chaos, and that's what Mario Party really is. Like, we complain through all the backstabbing and times you got screwed by the system, but it's really easy to think the game is broken in isolation. Like, if you take the whole thing, like the board as a whole, and all of the different games you've played, it does balance it out. The mini-games do make it balance. They do make so much of a difference when you're not paying attention. They mean so much in the grand scheme of things. And that's why we keep coming back to them as the years go by. Like, we always get mad, we're going to get a little ticked off when things don't go our way, but we keep coming back because we know perseverance will pay off. And if we don't win, we earned whatever place we got. Unfortunately, a lot of that board design did not transfer into Mario Party 3, but that doesn't really matter because Mario Party 3 just had more to it. There was so much to that game. There was the introduction of the gambling mini-games. There were so many more items. You could carry 3 items at once. There were rare items you could only get under very special circumstances and certain events that happened on the boards. Like, maybe Toad would descend when you land on an item space, so instead of playing a mini-game for it, you just said something to him and he gave you one of these just game-breaking tools. And then there were all of the dueling mini-games that you could play, just like one player versus another, and even that had its own unique mechanics to it, where you were trying to recruit partners and play mini-games to amass coins and being able to pay an army of little helpers to go crush your adversaries for you. And then the big ones. The ones that also made me love Mario Party 3 and possibly play it more than I probably should have compared to the other ones considering their quality. The introduction of 2 characters, Waluigi and the best princess, Princess Daisy. There's my love for redheads showing up again. Or no, she's brunette, right? Brunettes and redheads, the two are fine. Not to mention she kicked butt in that game. Like, Bowser tries to kidnap her and then she just punches him across the horizon. Just shrugs at you like, what? He got in my way. And now you know why he doesn't kidnap her anymore. And that brings us to Mario Party 4, which is not a popular choice for your favorite Mario Party for I don't know what reason. The theme is so great. Like, it's one of the first games that addresses that you actually are having a party, a birthday party. It feels from top to bottom like a celebration. There are presents to collect. There are so many mini games that are just joyously fun to play. I think, out of all of them, Mario Party 4 just has the best mini-games, which, as I said, are some of the core of what makes the series great. Of what gives it that kind of charm, that energy, that thing that keeps you going, that could help you turn around the entire board and get all of those resources, deny your opponents what they need to get ahead of you in the game. It's the best the series has ever been, in my opinion. And then there's the bonus modes. I probably spent more time in that little side room with Womp, Thwomp, and Zdar than anywhere else in the game. I just loved that collection of special mini-games he had, and the fact that he ranked you based on how well you did. It felt like this place that was separate from the rest of the world, and not to mention it was literally called the Extra Room. There was something magical about that. Well, no, that's the wrong word. There was something alluring, I guess. It felt like the place where the cool kids hung out. It felt like the place where you could only get our kinds of experiences here. Oh, and did I mention 4 has all of the Bowser minigames? He just comes stomping down on you out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, hey guys, you're battling to keep all of your coins and not get torched. Oh yeah, not quite as bad as he was back in the day, but still, at any given time, you're just praying that he doesn't show up. Yeah, collectively, I've spent so much time in every single one of these games that it just feels unfair to choose one over the others. I love them all equally for different reasons. Like, I've spent just as much time in that extra room as I have riding down the minigame coaster. I've spent just as much time on the Eternal Star trying to unlock that board to begin with as I have trying to fight the Millennium Star and get all of the different minigames and collect coins and just... I've had so many Mario parties that I've played. So many good times. Why play favorites? They're all fun. They're all great. It's a series that just keeps bringing me joy no matter how many years go by, and yeah. I'm not gonna lie, to this very day, I keep hoping that the next one they release is gonna be just as fun as the ones I remember.